You're listening to the Roofing Success Podcast, a show created to inspire roofing contractors to achieve optimal success in their roofing businesses. I'm the host, Jim Moline, the co-author of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. I'm also the co-founder of Roofer Marketers, the digital marketing agency for the roofing industry. On each episode, I'll be sitting down with industry leaders to talk about their processes, the lessons they've learned, and how to find success in roofing. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. As always, please follow, please share, please comment, do all of those things. And if you want to continue the conversation beyond just listening to the podcast, go to Facebook, type in Roofing Success, and join the Roofing Success Facebook group. Today, we're going to talk about, this is kind of one of my favorite topics. You guys probably have heard it over and over again, and that's the long-term value of customers. I think it's just something that gets missed so much in business and in contracting and specifically in roofing. And so I got my buddy Jamey Vumback on here with us from Get the Referral. How's it going today, man?
Doing great, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So, your whole business is built around the long-term value of a customer. So just give our audience a little bit quick intro about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, great. Yeah, my name is Jamey Vumback. I'm the CEO and founder of Get the Referral. Get the Referral was actually founded out of a need. I was actually a solar roofing contractor out of Central California. From 2008 to 2017. And, during that time frame had to, deal with all of the ups and downs of lead generation and customer satisfaction and all those things that go into, getting a customer really happy. And so one of the things we looked at is back in 2013 or so was, our cost per acquisition was going up, our margins were getting thinner, and, we were spending so much money on a lot of different ways of trying to generate opportunities. And so we wanted to look at, our existing customers. We worked really hard of getting, great reviews and getting them to rave about us to their friends and family. And, about 25% of our business was coming from referrals. So it wasn't that bad, right? So I had 25% of our business, we're doing, 15, 20 million. That's pretty darn good, right? But I thought there was a better way to do it because it was very, manual and such. And so I decided at one point is let's dig into these referrals and let's dig into these customers and let's find out what's going to make it easier for them to, not only send referrals to us, but also be able to track and, for us to reward them for, a thank you for sending us a really good lead. And so that's where, Get the Referral was born out of. I actually was building the app for myself quickly realized thereafter that this was something that a lot of companies can use. And because of that, I said, hey, there's my light bulb. That was my light bulb moment and said, hey, this is a company, right? This is something that's going to have some legs in the future because everybody loves referrals. Everyone has word of mouth. Everyone has happy customers. So let's take advantage of that. And so August of 2014, I created Get the Referral. And since then, I've been working with hundreds and hundreds of contractors. We really focus on the home service industry, roofing, solar, security, home security, remodelers, plumbers, HVAC, and really stay focused on the home service because it's such a need there. And I want to call it a niche. It's a pretty big niche, right? But it's something that I think that is needed by just about any type of contractor company. And so, I could share a little bit about some of the things that we do to make your life easier. But, the value of a, customer, right? You guys work so hard. I know how hard it is to make customers happy. And, I know how hard it is to get them to write that review or to share their story with their friends and family. And really the value is not that one referral. It's that ongoing relationship that you have after the installation or after the product is delivered. And that's really the value of that customer. And that really pays off, from day one, from the point of sale to the delivery of product. And I always use and beyond. And the and beyond is really the missing piece, I think, is a great opportunity for every contractor out there, especially roofing. There's so many opportunities in the and beyond, right? And so that's what really we focus on is helping contractors kind of automate, mechanize a system that is seamless from point of sale to delivery of product and beyond. So that's kind of quick little intro.
Yeah. So like our agency focuses on getting that phone to ring, right? That's what, we're the Roofer Marketers is focused on making phones ring, right? That's what we do. And I think that a lot of contractors get caught up in the next phone call, right? The next knock door, the next, just the next deal that they need to do. And they really lose focus on this pot of gold that's sitting there, right? Like that they're just not mining that their customers and doing the right things. We were talking the other day, and what I found was interesting is you're like, no, but there's not just referrals. Like you can build out referral networks. I was like, referral networks, man. Like now you're taking this thing of asking for referrals to another level, right? Like it's opening your mind into all of the opportunities where you can generate referrals, where you can build value in your community or with certain segments of the companies that maybe insurance agents or realtors or something like that have your customers, and really do a lot there. So first of all, how often do you think contractors and home service providers really miss the boat on just asking for referrals from their past customers?
The stat I always kind of use is, and it's the most important, right? Which is only 11% of salespeople ever ask for a referral, right? And that's just insane to think about, the fact that you're paying these sales rep top dollar, and they're not even asking for the referral. How are they positioning in it? They're waiting for that next, lead to come through and run these leads, run the leads. It's a numbers game, run them. And that's not the way to look at it. It's to really treasure each relationship that you build and make sure that when you're the person, as a salesperson, you're the person that they're buying because of you, right? There's a lot of roofing companies out there, so they can buy from just about anybody. And, the products differ, obviously, but it's a service and it's a relationship that you built with that salesperson and that customer that's selling, right? So take advantage of that and build into your process, whether it's something that you check off at the end of the day. It has to be built into the overall process. Checkbox or whatever it is, the word referral or other folks that might be interested in our product, if you're happy and satisfied, has to be part of that conversation and I always say from the point of sale, right? Some companies like, I want to wait until we deliver the great service, then I'll get my referral, which is fine, right? And that works fine. What I always say also, I have a lot of sayings, but one of the things I always say is you don't know what you don't know, right? As a business owner, every single business owner I've ever talked to in this business, talking to thousands of different, contractors and such, I already got word of mouth, already get referrals. That's awesome. It is. It's great. You're doing something right because you're getting referrals. But there's so much more out there and you don't know what you're missing. And what I mean by that is you can have a customer go out and tell 10 of their friends, right, about what great service you received. And then you're waiting for those customers to come back to you, right? They're going to look you up on Google. They're going to, ask their friend for the phone number that I don't remember. Do you have a business card? I think the name of the company was. People's memories go pretty quick, right? Yeah. So you don't know what you're missing. So if that person told 10 people about you, you're lucky if you get one, maybe two that end up coming back in the front door for you, which they come in more at the top of the funnel, right? Where now you have to have discovery with them and kind of figure out, are they the right fit, and so on and so forth. And so, with a warm referral where there's an introduction and there's a connection there, it's invaluable for you to grow your business. And I will tell you, when we first introduced our original app, which was nothing like it is today, to our existing customers, what we found was that from 25% of our business coming from referrals ended up moving up to about 70% in a 12-month period. And so we had an incredible increase in referral business, and we grew the business by 10%. We got 70% of that business came from referrals. And we were able to then take some of that money we were spending on, print and billboards and door knockers, and reappropriate it, whether it was to the bottom line or it was to something else that was going to help us grow the business and really give us an opportunity to, see the power of our customers, raving fans. We call them raving fans, right? You want every one of your customers to become a raving fan. So, do what you got to do to connect with them after the sale and your
but I
business.
like what you said too, during the sale, right? You don't have to wait until the end, right? There's no reason that you have to wait till the end. Or you can preface it, right? Hey, if we do a good job for you, would you be willing to, right? Like, you can preface the conversation. And then when you get to that time, when it's ready to make the ask, they've heard it a little bit, right? Like, you don't have to just wait until the end. So now we have the homeowner, right? We're asking for referrals from the homeowner, but now there's these other opportunities, right? These referral networks that you can build out. Speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, we actually call those affiliate networks, right?
Yeah, affiliate.
So you hear that term all the time, affiliates. Well, what is an affiliate? Well, we call customers advocates because they become a raving fan, a raving advocate for you. They advocate for your business, right? An affiliate is someone that you partner with that is willing to share your story with the people they know. And you mentioned it before, Jim, you have, realtors. I mean, that's the number one for us out there. We see a lot of realtors as affiliates of a lot of companies that we work with. And we work with over 500 different companies across the country. So we get a wide range of different types of affiliates, but real estate agents. Now, if you're a roofer, you have friends that are plumbers, you have friends that are HVAC, you probably refer business to these other folks. Just think about one of those larger HVAC companies that maybe have, 50 or 60 or 100, technicians in the field that are talking to customers every single day. Guess what? Every one of those HVAC techs can be an affiliate of yours, right? You work with the owner of that company, you make it right. So it's a mutual return. I'll refer you, you refer me. And oh, by the way, we're going to make it super easy for you to refer us business. Because you want to make sure that you're referring a good, positive, company that's going to take care of your customer, right? And we're able to track it. And guess what? We're going to reward you for that. We're going to do that in a way that's tracked and managed all in one place. And so that whole network really becomes huge for a lot of, contractors that are looking to not only get, referrals from their customers, but from folks that they know. One thing that I did when I had my sales team, I would send them out once a month, and they would go to different real estate agents, and they would, work with the main broker and say, Monday morning meeting. They always have these big meetings. They all come in, right? So have a meeting and sign up as many advocates you can. And we used to get that happening all the time. And they were excited about it because they want to be able to refer to a company that they trust. And so we were able to really build a lot of good relationships with local, schools, right? A lot of people use schools as affiliates. So all these fundraising things for soccer and for band and football. We have a lot of companies that utilize our platform to engage with, these different nonprofit organizations, churches, believe it or not. Go in, the church has how many, parishioners, right? You have so many opportunities where you can go in there and say, listen, you guys need money, right? They got the basket passing every week, right? Let us help you fill that basket. For every referral that one of your parishioners send us, we're going to pay them 100 and we'll give you 100, right? I mean, there's just so many different ways you got to think out of the box, have a process that you can manage it and make it work so that it's good for, your company. You're not clogging up, other resources. So technology comes into play. How do you do that? And how do you find something that, helps you do that? Well, Get the Referral does, but that's another story, not to promote, but but yeah, so there's so many different ways that you can engage with, other businesses, local charities, local churches, schools, networks, homeowners associations, another big one, right? So there's just a ton of opportunities out there. Think out of the box. Take advantage of your customers, take advantage of the relationships that you have built in your, your marketplace, to really position yourself as a leader in the business. And I'm telling you, you're always going to probably have to buy leads. You're always going to have to do Google. You're going to have to do some of these different things. But if you think back in time, right? Back in the 80s, I worked for AT&T, and I was a Yellow Page salesperson so for those of you that remember Yellow Pages, right? It was Yellow Pages and, what else? Print advertising, maybe a billboard, and then we get into the, the 90s, it starts to change, Yellow Pages are going away. And, now we're hearing this word Google, and then you get into 2000s. Now you're hearing Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and all this changes over time, right? The one constant that there was throughout the entire, last 30, 40 years was word of mouth. Word of mouth hasn't changed. It's always been there. It's been the stabilizing, factor in lead generation. So don't think of it as just, I get referrals. Think of it as an opportunity to drive down your cost per acquisition, drive down your cost per lead, get better leads, close them at a higher close ratio, and generate a whole heck of a lot more business.
Definitely. And I always say, like, when people are searching for a roofer, or when they find a need, we're in need, right? When they decide they're in need of a roofer, the first place they go is their mental Rolodex, right? If no one is there, they go to friends and family members, they go to Google, really friends or family or Google, right? That's pretty much where people go nowadays, right? Yep. And so, being in all of those places, so having the right referral network, maybe they go to their insurance agent, right? That's a great place for people that, or like you said, if you have something structured with a community organization or your church, they saw you there, right? There's that visibility there. But I think that what you had mentioned, driving down your cost per acquisition, that's the most important thing. I always say, who do you get referrals from? Right. Most of the time, it's people that you've done work for, or, things like that. So you may have had to pay, Google pay-per-click costs to get that first homeowner. But now, maybe it costs you $1,000 to acquire that customer. But if you have the proper referral process in place, that's where you're really driving down that cost per acquisition, right? So the next one is free, right? Yeah. The next one is free. That next referral is free, or with a slight kind of reward that you had mentioned, right? You guys have talked about, like, you give rewards, right? Give rewards to reward the people that are giving you those referrals. What are some of the rewards that you find work best?
So, it's cash is king. We've, over the years, we've tried different ways of rewarding, and ultimately it comes down to cash. And it's giving them the ability to, have that cash and utilize it and how they see fit. What we find is, within our application, you can, once you send some money to them electronically, so, writing a check is a pain, going out and buying gift cards is a pain, right? Making sure that the customer got it, driving out, hand it to them. You want to utilize technology where there's a built-in wallet where you send it electronically. Once they get that money, it's almost like it's in Venmo. It's sitting in that app, and now you can download it to either we have over 220 gift cards or a virtual debit card. We find most people, believe it or not, about 70% of the people end up taking the money and just sending it directly to their bank so they can get the cash, right?
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. And the nice thing is too, there's also opportunities to donate it within the application, so you can donate it to a charity. And people say, oh, I don't want the money, it's okay, I just want to do it because I'm friendly, I like you guys. They like the money, ultimately they like the money, it's like, oh wow, this is cool, and it costs you a whole heck of a lot less than if you were to pay for that one Google lead. And you hit the nail on the head, Jim, where you said that one lead can turn into 5 deals or 5 sold deals in the next 3 months. You take care of that one Google ad click that you paid $1,000 for, and you end up making, tenfold on it because of the referral process that you have in place after, that point of sale and moving forward. So just don't miss that opportunity. Don't wait for referrals to come in. Actively go after them, actively have a program in place that allows you to track and manage it, and communicate and engage with your customers as often as possible.
For sure. And that's the big part. That's the biggest piece is having that process in place, right? Make sure that it's in your process, that you're asking for it, automated if possible with something like what you guys do, or just make sure that you ask, right? Like it's just part of it. What other like referral networks do you think people don't think about? So we talked about, how would you approach your local church or your local, school or something like that in regard, in that?
Yeah.
How would you go about that? Because people, I think that would be, well, I don't want to go in there and do that. That seems like I'm just, inappropriate or something like that. What, how have some of your customers that have been very successful in those ventures, how have they done it?
It comes down to, they need, a lot of nonprofit organizations, they need money to operate, right? Yeah. And that's what you can provide them. And if you're, a parishioner of a certain church, a lot of times, it's the perfect opportunity to go in there and say, listen, I'm a very successful roofer. I want to share that with your parishioners and take care of them the best that I can. And by the way, I also want to take care of the church and be able to, donate a portion of that for every one of the leads that come in here. And they make it part of a process that it's not just out there going, give me. It's a give and take. And if you position it properly so that you can then, do it in a way that makes sense for the church or the school. School funding, fundraising is like, oh my goodness, what's out there, selling everything from toilet paper to, Christmas wrapping paper, whatever. If you can engage with a, elementary school of 1,000 kids, you got 750 parents that would probably need a roof, right? Just huge opportunities, and they have friends, right? And another piece that you really have to take advantage of, and you need to use technology for this, is social sharing, and being able to get your word out, through your customers. And that's one piece that we're really strong on and focus and coach on when we onboard our customers is social sharing. And we have, for every customer or advocate that signs up or affiliate, they have their own referral form that's electronic, and they just hit a button and it goes out to all their social network. So for example, if I'm a customer, I just had a roof put on, I was ecstatic about the service, I was ecstatic about the timing, the quickness of it. I can go on to, utilizing technology, hit a button and say, man, if you need a roof, you got to check these guys out. And so not only are you getting the friends and family of your customer, you're getting their social network, which is untapped, huge opportunity. There's also a lot of customers out there that utilize influencers, right? These social media influencers, they end up, working with them, and there's some really, really powerful, influencers in the marketplace now. And then you kind of work with them and they introduce you and they get rewarded for it. That's how they make their money. I mean, influencers make money based upon influencing people. So that's not a hard conversation to have with them. And so it's looking for those opportunities that you're not doing right now. And so I say is, keep doing what you're doing to keep your customers happy. But make sure that you're adding in these other layers of asking for a referral, making it part of your sales process every single day, getting affiliates out there, working with social media, and working with influencers to really exponentially increase opportunities for.
That's interesting, the influencers one, because we always, traditional media has always used influencers, right? So your local sports star is on the commercial, right? Your local, even one of your local news people or radio personalities, those get used a lot in radio and television and traditional media. And then it gets used a lot. The influencers, I mean, Instagram influencers is a thing now, right? Like that is an actual job that people do. And that's an interesting idea. How to build a you'd probably want more of a locally focused influencer. Would you say? What would?
Yeah. In certain areas, big cities, they're all over the place. You have to be on Instagram. You can find them. See who has the most followers, and then you just tag in there and say, "Hey, do you want to promote my product? Here's the deal. Do you want to promote my company? I'll pay you X amount of dollars for every, lead that you send me that I sell, and they're like, heck yeah. They just post something, put a picture up, put a video, and, those folks, and don't think it's just for kids nowadays, right?
No.
I mean, I'm 56. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. So it's not just for the young at heart or the what do you call the millennials and Generation X or Y, whatever they're called. The average customer right now, average person, spends a minimum of 5 hours a day on their phone.
Yeah.
Right. And guess what they're doing? They're looking at Instagram. They're looking at Facebook. They're looking at LinkedIn. They're looking at Twitter. There's, all those different things. So you got to be there. And if you're not, you're missing another huge opportunity. And I'm not an Instagram, kind of professional or anything like that. So I would rely on, somebody to help me get my word out. Yeah. And there's a lot of influencers in the roofing industry that you can partner with. Them. I'm sure that a lot of our common customers know them, and you can hit them up too and say, hey, if you're going to promote in this area, would you mind promoting me? And this is what I'll do for you, and being able to track it and manage it makes it easier for them to say yes, because they know that they're going to get credit for whatever they do based upon how you track and manage it. So.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what you have to do, is track and manage it for sure, and make sure. But these are just interesting ideas, right? It doesn't have to be the normal, just ask the homeowner, right? Like this is where we're going. What I wanted, why we wanted to have this conversation. It's like, think outside the box, like do different things. I think that some people get, some contractors get hung up, and we talked about it earlier. Realtors are always that kind of first. I think realtors and insurance agents are who people think of first to build those networks out, right? One of the things that I always have heard pushback on in the realtor side is, they just want a free inspection and negotiate the sales price, right? But there's a lot of work that gets done there too, right? Like, how have you found contractors that have managed that relationship well, where they feel like their time is being used well by that realtor versus just, hey, they're just trying to negotiate the price, and I'm just coming out here to, I give them my estimate and they're just using it and I don't get anything out of it.
It's the building relationship, right? It's building a relationship with each individual realtor that you have out there, them knowing your story, them knowing that they will get it is trackable. They can track the referrals that they send you. So you get a higher quality person doing that for you, because they know that there's, it's all about return on investment, no matter what you do, whether it's your time, whether it's a referral, whatever it is. You want to know that the time that you spend to make this referral is going to be valuable. And the nice thing about technology is you can turn off the ones that send you to bad leads, right?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, but no thanks, and the greatest thing out there is being able to be, choosy and choose the jobs that are most profitable, going to spend less time selling, have the fewest amount of competitors out there, is what you want to focus on. So it's really building the story from the beginning with that realtor or that insurance agent that, you're not looking to just, send me everybody in your contact list. I want you, if you're out at a home and you see an opportunity where a customer asks you a question about a roof, I want you to call me. And here's what I'm going to do for you. When you send me this lead, first of all, I'm going to jump on it right away, because I'm going to get notified in real time what's happening. I'm going to get a hold of that customer. I'm going to let them know that I'm going to take great care of them because you as a realtor sent them to me, right? You're going to be able to see in real time what's happening with that referral. So you know that your customer is getting taken care of by me. And by the way, if I meet with them and have a good, and have an opportunity to do a presentation, I'm going to pay you $25 for that, just for sending me a good lead, right? And then guess what? If I sell that job, I'm going to pay you $250. For every one of your good leads. Now, the leads, I'm not doing this to get a bunch of bad leads. I want good quality people that are going to, that are in need of my service, because I take this serious and I want to make sure that, I take care of your customers, because I know that if I send someone your way, you're going to take good care of them, and I'm going to do the same thing. And it's just building relationships kind of a thing. So.
Yeah, the relationship. And I guess that, it comes down to just being honest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, I'm, a lot of this is wasting my time. Let's turn the ship in the right direction. Let's make sure that we have a mutually beneficial relationship here. I've seen, suggestions, from everything from, charging them to do a full, like, real nice inspection report kind of thing, and stuff like that, or, all the way to just don't deal with that type of business. But that's a good thing, is build the relationship, be honest with the referral partners that you're dealing with, right? If they're sending you a lot of stuff that isn't turning into business, have a cup of coffee with them one day and ask them, hey, or have that conversation, right? Like, why not? I think that, that's a lot of times people avoid those conversations.
Yeah.
Like, man, just have it, right? Like,
exactly. Say, hey, suck.
Yeah. Like, man, I've been out, I did 10 roof inspections for you in the last, couple of months, and gave you bids, and you negotiated that price with the seller. How's this going?
Where's be a good referral partner for me? You know what?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I think that also, and I think this, I mean, this ties into what you guys do too. I think you guys, you're in your product, you also are asking for not just referrals, but reviews, right?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the product, right? My whole thing is about GTR, Get the Referral, is giving the customer an outstanding experience from the point of sale to delivery of product and beyond. And what I mean by that is letting the customer know what's going on with their project from the point of sale, right? So we actually have built into our platform is project status updates, right? So we'll integrate with whatever CRM or project management tool that you're using. And then as you move that job through the different stages, the customer's getting notified by a push notification. They can see what every stage is, where they are, when it's happening in real time. They can message you back and forth. So it's having engagement and communication from the point of sale, so that experience that they're having is outstanding, right? Because that's all part of getting a review, getting a referral, and so on and so forth. And so really being able to manage that relationship seamlessly through technology from point of sale to delivery, right? So At that point of delivery, we'll embed all your, existing, whatever, review portals that you're currently using, where you tie to the last stage of the project that says, hey, by the way, your project's been completed. Please click here to write a review, and it goes right to the review sites, and it's all within one branded application that is branded specifically for that one company. Every time that they go to the app to check the job status, to look at their documents that is stored in there, the contract, the cut sheets, it's all top of mind awareness, because you're seeing that roofers, you own real estate on your customer's phone. How important is that, right? So all those little things kind of add up. Great communication, engagement. You're sending push notifications, happy holidays, whatever. And then the product is installed, you're ready to go, they write a review, now they send you a referral, and the communication just goes on and on and on there. So having all those pieces in one place that gives you the opportunity to, as I said, own real estate on your customer's phone, is invaluable once again to stay in touch and engage well beyond the delivery of the product.
So you guys do a lot of things, but it's really just built around, these are the things that you should be doing to build that good customer experience, right? This is how you continue the communication down the road. So, it's doing the right thing, right? Like communication with your customer is important, right? Like whether you're using Get the Referral or not, right? Like communication with your customer is what builds that experience to turn them into the raving fan. Right? All of these things, having places where you're asking for the referral, asking who their insurance agent is, and communicating with them and trying to build a relationship there for an affiliate, relationship, asking for the review, because people will look you up on Google. You mentioned it earlier, right? Like, someone gives you a referral, you go to Google and Google that company, even if you get the referral a lot of times, right? So if you're not well reviewed on Google, even if you get the referral, it may not turn into much, right? They may not even call you. So it's you got to have all of these pieces in place to really, tie it all together. And so what have you guys found? Like, I always talk about the impact of reviews, and I'm sure you have an opinion of this also. Like, to me, there is a point, there's like a tipping point when you start to have as many reviews or more reviews than the other companies in your area. To me, it seems there's like a tipping point where it's the social proof that is there's, you can't buy it, right? Like, it's not like, it's like, it changes the conversations that you have on a day-to-day basis with prospective customers. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I 1000%, agree with you. And matter of fact, one of the things that we've included in our presentations when we present to or demo for our customers is we talk about what are our customers saying about us, right? And having, some snippets or videos that have your customers talking to, how it was to deal with you. And that's all about reviews. Not only you're going to have written reviews on Google, because it's so important, right? I'm a lot of stuff on Amazon, right? I don't buy anything on Amazon until I look at the reviews, and they steer you in a direction, a lot of times, they influence you in a way that sometimes is subliminal, and sometimes is right in your face. Oh, shoot, I'm not going to go with them. Right. So it's just finding, making sure that you have enough of that, right? Because it becomes, necessary as you grow the business to have a lot of different people saying good things about you. You're always going to have a couple naysayers here and there, but if the majority of your reviews are positive, I got a referral from my friend, I looked them up online, they got their own app. I mean, all those things add up and go, wow, I'm going to do business with this company, because they're doing all the right things, it looks like, and I want to do business with that company. So absolutely so important.
Checking the boxes, like like, it's the same thing, even when, you show up, or your sales rep shows up and they show, they have a nice wrap truck, and they're in their nice polo shirt, and they're very, very well, clean and presentable, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of these are just all the little things that just keep building that value of your company in that customer's mind. Then they look you up on Google, then they do this, then they do that. Like when all those pieces fit together, the sales process is so much easier, right?
Absolutely.
So much easier. So what do you think? I mean, in your opinion, what would you say the greatest, or what insight could you share? The greatest insight that you could share with our audience that would help them find like success in their roofing business?
It's kind of doing the things that you just said, right? It's all about sales process. I actually trained my sales reps last week, and I learned to sell back in the 80s in the Yellow Pages, right? The 7 steps of sales, really understanding what the customer needs, making sure they understand why you're there in front of them, right? And you understand what their need is. That's really what it comes down to, and roofing is not different than software, right? It's like, what is it that you need? What is your problem? How can I help you solve your problem? And if you can identify what that problem is, and then you utilize technology to help you overcome that, and that's in the form of reviews and different types of, technology that are out there, proposal tools that are out there that are just so cool, right? Yeah. And it just, if you can be that person in front of this, instead of the person kind of trying to catch up, be the person in front of the line, getting the technology, have the right tech stack. I'm not saying that Get the Referral is the one thing that you want for everything. It's not. We integrate with so many different CRMs and project management tools and other things, Company Cam, and we have integrations because we know that person at the end of the day needs to have all the different things pulled together in one place, and that's what we kind of try to do. So have the right technology stack to make sure that you're utilizing it in a way that's beneficial for your customer, not just because it was really cool to have, but you're actually using it. So be tech forward. I kind of use that term, as be tech forward, understand technology, understand what the customer needs, understands how they think nowadays. Where are they mostly right now? They're on their phones, constantly, no matter what. Walking down the street, you bump into people because they're looking at their phone, right? And so, you got to be where they are, and where they are is changing dramatically every single day. And it's like a moving target, but you got to be tech forward and make sure you have the right technology stack to help you achieve that.
Awesome, man. This has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. If you would like to generate more sales through your digital marketing efforts, please visit roofermarketers.com and get a copy of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. Also, check the training section of the website for guides on everything from running effective pay-per-click ads to how to properly set up your Google My Business listing. This has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. Thanks for listening.